Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So, pretty much proper meltdown yesterday, and it's all about the politics in the US at the moment, or should I say, economic politics in the US. So you've got the Democrats that are wanting to spend $4 trillion, which they don't have. And obviously they need to raise the debt ceiling, and they need to raise the debt ceiling so that they can pay the government salaries. And obviously the Republicans don't agree with that one, and they're arguing the bill. So at the moment, it's really sitting in a situation where if the Democrats will probably get the bill pushed through, because the Speaker of the House has the final say, and it's a sort of 50-50. But there's just so much politics going on, specifically with that component, but then also with what's going on in China as well. So China's running out of coal shortage, and cannot get factories powered up. So there's no electricity in factories, or factories are going through rolling blackouts or shutdowns. So they can't produce goods. Goods can't be shipped. Goods can't be shipped. Goods can't be bought. So what's going to happen? So there's a lot of chaos happening, and there's also, we are sort of in a bit of a bubble. So we're looking for that reset of 10 to 15% in the markets, and it does look like we have a stronger potential now for that to happen. So let's have a look at what's going on here. So firstly, we have a very big, juicy head and shoulders here. So here's my shoulder, here's my head, here's my other shoulder. That's the first scenario. Second scenario is obviously on the 8th hour we have broken through all the moving averages, and we are now below them again. So obviously we would like to see some kind of a pullback onto that to see if we can get a continuation of the downside. Oscillator's not offering anything at the moment. This is the range bar, 8-hour range bar. We've got a bit of a green bar forming at the moment. Not something that I want to be looking at. If it was a pin bar, or like an engulfing bar like this, that would get me saying that we're just at the bottom of a range, and there's our range. We're just bottom of range at the moment. But for me, I don't actually think that's the case. So we've got low, lower low, high, lower high. So the next logical step for me is to start breaking below these tails. So with that in mind, have a look at the 3 hours. So this inside bar here is fairly interesting, because that's normally a bullish scene. But right at the end of the day, that was just profit taking as far as I was concerned. So we are bouncing off structure at the moment on the hour. I'll give that to you. Oscillators are grouped to the downside, not really giving us an indication that we've got some more coming. But the important thing at the moment for this week is that we are below all the moving averages, and we are now trending to the downside, and that is the reality right now. So what do we have? We've got the structure that we're bouncing off on the hour is pretty much right, I'm not putting it exact, but you can see what I mean. So rejection, support, rejection, confusion, rejection, and we're busy with rejection again. So that is kind of the structure that we've got at the moment. This is not really pretty if you look at it on the hour. So nice big move down, moving up, you think, okay, cool, basically engulfing bar. Only thing that is any form of bullishness at the moment is this trend line. If it would just work with me. So that is the trend line. That is the only thing that is indicating that we're moving up. But as far as I'm concerned, this is more than likely either going to turn out to be a triangle, and after a strong move like that, even if you get a fake out, more than likely going to get a breakdown and then a continuation to the downside. So that's kind of my view at the moment. Now obviously if we break and retest this area here, just bear in mind there are two other fake out levels that you need to pay attention to, which is obviously these two areas here, which would be technically the bottom of the head and shoulders. I'm just being conservative and taking it off this level here. which is 43.56. But ultimately, this is the right shoulder, so we'd need to break below that as well. So that's kind of the view, that we've got at the moment. So I'm expecting another move to the downside to come and test these levels. Obviously, I want to be short off structure, and at the moment, there's no structure forming. There's genuinely no structure forming right now, and we'll have to wait and see what Europe does. But I suspect Europe is going to follow through by the looks of things. The DAX really does look like it's going to follow through. And that is kind of the confused situation that we find ourselves in. So we are bottom of range currently. Inverse head and shoulders, sorry, not inverse, but head and shoulders pattern forming. So, breaks below these bits of structure that we've got here are not going to be pretty. So my advice is really watch the 15 minutes if you are going to trade this. I'm personally not even going to bother. So I'm not really interested in this right now. It's end of month, so I'd rather just leave it alone and see. Now, I did change my mind. I'll let you know in the Telegram channel. But there is structure higher up. There's a gap here and a bit of structure. So, ultimately, I'd love to see us move up to that. That would give me a much better picture of getting another short in. But where we're sitting at the moment, the US closed on its low, basically, after the 2% move down, I think. Let me just get that. So the S&P closed 2.4% down. The Nasdaq closed 2.86 down. Dow closed 1.6 down. DAX closed 2% down. So currently they're all like 0.5% up at the moment, but I'm not going to read much into that just yet. Okay, anyway, so I'm kind of sitting tight still. Don't really like what I'm seeing. It doesn't matter which way you look at it, even on the 15-minute, technically we're in a downtrend, we're below the moving averages. So that's kind of the view I've got. If we do get higher up into this area, which is 4,400, call it, then I'd definitely be looking to short that area and see if we can get a continuation to the downside. And the converse would be true if we start sort of breaking the structure, the bullish structure that's forming, which is this trend line. If that starts to break, then definitely look at that as well as an opportunity to get short. So that's kind of my view. I really am expecting this to continue. Just at least, probably not as strong as it was yesterday, but sort of come and test these levels to the downside. That's kind of the view that I've got. So looking to be short off 4,400 if we get there. Also watching this area here at 43.85 or 43.86, and then we're looking for the gap first, which is 43.56. Then we're looking for 43.3, and then what we're looking for is 43.07, and then possibly 4300. And I think even 4200 offers some substantial support as well. So yeah, until the politicians sort their little song and dance out, I think we are going to be pretty volatile. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.